Origin PC EON17-X, Core i9-11900K plus RTX 3080 Mobile. Opinion. The top of my EON17-X has a custom Starscape print, one of many ways you can customize your Origin PC laptop. The print quality is top-notch and adds that bit of awesomeness a system like this really should have, rather than being a plain, boring black brick. The bottom is well vented in just the right places for airflow to the large fans. The screen is hinged a bit forward from the back edge, giving a good solid feel when you open it up. The screen is firm and doesn't wobble. The keyboard has soft, smooth mechanical keys your fingers can easily glide over. The left edge features two USB Type-A ports, dual headphone jacks, one is a multi-purpose jack that also does optical audio and mic, and a full-size SD slot. The right edge has a single USB Type-A and two Type-C ports, one of which is capable of outputting video, Thunderbolt 4. The rear edge features dual power plugs, Ethernet, HDMI, and dual mini DP connectors. USB 3.0 Type-C rounds it out. The front edge features three indicator LEDs that were constantly lit in my testing since it was mostly plugged in or on. They will turn off when the system is unplugged. The power button is separate and above the keyboard. The trackpad is large and features separate buttons for left and right clicks. The rear vents are large. They output a lot of air, and just as much comes out the side vents, too. The mechanical keyboard features a multi-zone per key LED lighting interface that is customizable via the provided software. It offers 4 levels of brightness and several pre-programmed modes, as well as other options. Inside the EON17-X is a wild mix of black heat pipes, and memory and M.2 SSD slots. The first thing that stands out in mine is the Kingston HyperX SO-DIMMs, an optional part you can choose when configuring yours. You can also choose Corsair Vengeance sticks over the HyperX Impact I have, and several speed bins and sizes are available. Removing the protective cover, heatsink on one side reveals the 2 pre-installed drives. I got a 512MB Corsair drive as my OS drive and Samsung 970 EVO Plus as my storage drive. I didn't bother removing the cover from the other side since there's nothing under there yet. However, I'll need that added storage space soon. 2 large fans feature deep recesses in the center in order to draw in air, which they definitely do well. Based on the heat pipe arrangement, one is for the CPU and the other for the GPU, although the heat pipes from the CPU do pass over the GPU area. The CPU in the center is socketed, so you could potentially replace it in the future should you need the upgrade. My unit came with a mighty Intel Core i9-11900K installed, but both 10th and 11th generation CPUs are options. The heat pipes snake their way from the CPU over the GPU, the MX SIM card of which the RTX 3060, RTX 3070, and RTX 3080 Mobile Max P units are options. The Origin PC EON17-X has a base price of $2,905, and when configured as tested, a total price of $4,898. Plus, fully customized design features. Desktop performance, yet completely portable. 17.6-inch, 300Hz G-Sync compatible screen. Perfect integration of offered software and hardware options. Full-size keyboard with numpad. Mobile RTX 3080 GPU matches desktop card for clock speeds, but with more RAM, 16 GB. Desktop Intel Core i9-11900K, socketed. Near silent gaming while unplugged. Supports both GPU and CPU overclocking. Cooling more than capable. Empty M.2 slots for storage expansion. Minus. Extremely expensive. Loud under load. HD 720p webcam. Battery life limited due to lack of Optimus Max switch. Battery charge takes 4 hours. The Origin PC EON17-X is a monster of a laptop stuffed full of some of the fastest hardware you can get. There's a lot here to like, and like it I do. First, the plethora of available options for you to choose from here are what stands out for me the most. I actually wouldn't recommend the highest loadout for most users. Rather, a lesser CPU and some overclocking would do really nicely in this chassis, and through XTU and other tools, overclocking is supported. But to see those possibilities fully come to fruition requires having a spec such as mine, chock full to the gills with the best hardware you can find, which also consumes more power. Origin PC did well in going with this chassis, and it has definitely got potential that can't be overlooked when it comes to cooling and power support. A thinner Li-ion battery might have been nice, but hardly matters for a desktop replacement. The fit and finish of the chassis is excellent. Even when it comes time to service the unit, the customizable tops, keyboard, and trackpad all feel of quality and worth the many pennies spent. When you do look inside, you'll find the top quality components you chose nicely hidden and safe, and they give you the right options for everything to work well together. You get a lengthy list of CPUs, GPUs, memory, and drives to choose from, so you can pick the perfect parts for you and your budget, but everyone gets the same base to work from. The same high-quality metal keyboard deck for you to rest your hands on, rather than plastic. Over the years, plenty of hardware has arrived on my doorstep, but few have succeeded to make as big of an impression as this Origin PC system. I knew there would be a crate, and generally know what was going to be inside, but that still didn't prevent the EON17X's arrival from being spectacular, and for a system that costs so much, that's exactly what you want and expect. So let's talk about those parts for a moment. In my particular system, the CPU is the full desktop i9-11900K. The 125W CPU was more than happy within this chassis at full load as stock, with a bit of headroom in the cooler obvious throughout testing. The full power mobile RTX 3080 GPU was equally situated, if not better so. It didn't break 65 degrees Celsius in my testing even when overclocked. It spent its time bouncing off power limits, not thermal limits. The HEP Kingston HyperX DIMMs match so well, along with the capable Corsair Force MP600 and Samsung 970 EVO Plus. I didn't think I needed a color-calibrated 300Hz screen, but here it is, and with G-Sync, so not only is the panel bright and vibrant, it's damn fast, too. Fast CPU and GPU, fast memory and drives. Fast screen, too? There's literally nothing more you could ask for, or is there? The included software kind of works, I guess, but hey, the 90s are calling and they want their pants back, okay? Let's get a more modern and sleek look. That's all I can complain about. I mean, yeah, it can be loud. 2 power supplies is rather odd, but makes so much sense I can't really say too much about it, so can we then mention the crazy 4-hour charge time, but who is really going to spend a lot of time with this on the go? With a system of this size and weight, portability is meant to be kind of limited, and isn't an issue if so. The Origin PC EON17-X is a highly capable, highly powerful platform to base your own DTR build on. Keep that in mind. This laptop isn't meant to be truly portable, you need both hands to carry it. If that's the type of portable power you want, so much power you can barely lift it, the Origin PC EON17-X is exactly what you were looking for. For me personally, it's perfect. I don't want a box under my desk. I don't want a huge mess of wires, and although the second power brick is a bit much for some, I look at it as one for the CPU and the other for the GPU. The DP ports out the back mean I can use my Rift SVR headset with this easily, too. Everything I personally need as a content creator is at my fingertips, and for that, I have to say thank you Origin PC for making sure there are options like this on the market today, as well as for sending me one to use and figure out what the ultimate in DTR laptop performance brings to the table today.